Some of the miracles that we saw whenever I was out of town here. I was out of town for a couple weeks last month, and we had a health retreat. I work with a ministry called Med Missionary, and we help people to overcome all sorts of chronic illnesses with diet and lifestyle. And there was people who had taken the course, because we have an online course. There are people who had taken the course and they put on a health retreat in their local area. And so we went out there to support them. And there were people who were attracted, who were drawn to the health retreat, who were totally secular people. And it was a real blessing. We saw some pretty incredible things. There was a lady, an older lady, who was not an Adventist, not even a Christian, because it wasn't advertised as a spiritual thing. It was advertised as just a health retreat. But when you get there, it's a spiritual thing as well. And she had Parkinson's, and she could barely get out of bed. She had trouble eating. She was in pain all the time. She could barely move. And just after 2 days of changing her diet and doing natural remedies, like we made sure she would go out into the sun, she would sunbathe, we fed her a lot of anti-inflammatory foods, we would do hydrotherapies and contrast showers, and in just a couple days she was walking, she was moving around, and she wasn't even able to get her hands up above her head. She was able to lift her arms up, almost all the way up. It was pretty miraculous. But what was more miraculous than that is that as a result of that, she got a thirst for God, for the Bible, and she became open to these things that otherwise she never would have even thought about. Reading the Bible, going to church on the Sabbath, like none of that would have ever occurred to her. She was a totally secular person, but after seeing the things that God did for her, after seeing the miracles that in just a few days, that He manifested in her life, she was very hungry all of a sudden to get into the Word and to form a relationship with God. We saw another similar thing with a woman who had a breast cancer. She had a tumor in her breast, and it was just hard and painful and swollen, and just, again, probably like 3 or 4 days of doing poultices, anti-inflammatory diets, hydrotherapy, the tumor started to soften. It started to soften and the pain started to alleviate. In just a few days of doing these treatments, and the same thing, this is a woman who was not interested in the Bible at all, and all of a sudden she was hungry for the Word. She was passionate. She was excited to form a relationship with Jesus after seeing what God could do. And it's just a brief reminder of how the medical missionary work and the health message is the entering wedge. We're told this is the entering wedge because it's the best way of reaching the most unreachable people. Because health is such a dire need. Whenever you're sick, whenever your life is at stake, and someone comes and meets that need, they're more open to the gospel than anyone else. You can take someone who is the complete other direction, into the occult, whatever other faith or belief are totally against all that kind of stuff or spirituality, and you could take that type of person and you could suddenly get them hungry and thirsty for the Word and for the gospel, because that's how powerful it is whenever you're able to meet that need. So I just want to encourage all of you, because remember, a part of what we're supposed to be doing as Christians is to be preaching, teaching, and healing, right? That's something that Jesus commissioned all of us to do. We should all be preaching. We should all be teaching. We should all be healing people, right? We should all be helping people to meet these needs, and especially as Adventist Christians, right? You've been given a special health message. You've been given a special light in regards to health. So don't neglect that. Don't forget that. It's extremely important. And of course we want to heal people. We want people to get better. We want to take away pain. Yes, those things are all good. But the reason why that's so good is because it's such a great way of reaching people's hearts and turning people's hearts that would otherwise not be able to be reached. And so I just want to say that as an encouragement for you to get more involved in educating yourself about the health message, about health, about the natural healing principles that God instituted for us. And so I just wanted to share that as a brief encouragement for you. I pray that you all may be in perfect health. Amen.